Okay, y'all, it's Crystal Nicole. Now I'm about to get into the book of Exodus. I just talked about Esther on a different post, but this is what I'm currently in Exodus 16, and I take my time. I started over reading the Bible from the front to the back again, and I really crawled through it slowly because it's so much to catch. So much. So, y'all, Moses led the people out of Egypt into the wilderness. In the wilderness, there was nothing there. They came across the sea or pond, and the waters were so bitter that they couldn't drink it. And they was just like, Moses, we're so thirsty. We can't drink this water. So Moses saw a tree, and God was like, cut that tree down. He cut the tree down, and the tree fell into the water. And the tree turned the water sweet. And they drank the water. And now this whole pond of water is just, it's fire. I think they had lemonade. I think God gave them folks lemonade. I think that's where lemonade came from. Because the water was bitter. And then the tree that got thrown in it became sweet. So the tree was sweet. Maybe it was a sugar cane tree. I don't know. Was it a honey tree? Honey trees probably don't exist. Sugar cane was probably made up. Anyway, I think they was drinking lemonade. Whoever think they made lemonade up, they wrong. Anyway, they left there. And they was like, we ain't got no food to eat. We hungry. You brought us out here to starve. And then Moses prayed to God, and he was just like, y'all complaining to me. You know, God is the one that brought y'all out of the wilderness, but he'll provide. And God was like, okay. So you know what God gave them? Manna. There was a mist that came up every single morning. And when that mist or dew cleared, there was like white cakes on the ground. I think it was pancakes, personally. And it supposedly tastes like honey, but it was like probably maple honey syrup. They had pancakes for breakfast every day. Pancakes. And then at night, he covered the ground with quail, which is a bird. Chicken. These fools was eating chicken and waffles in the wilderness every single day. They had pancakes and chicken. They had chicken and biscuits. I think the Israelites were black. You ain't gonna tell me they were. Tell me they ate chicken every day, and I bet you they never got tired of it. And they had pancakes or waffles or biscuits. They had it every day in the wilderness. Now, this is the trick. This is the thing, right? So God gave them instructions on what he gave them. He gave them what they needed. The food was a resource. He said only pick exactly what you need. And there was a portion that they were supposed to eat of it each day. He told them, don't take more than you need. Don't save it. Don't be greedy. So they were supposed to literally just take what they supposed to eat and left the rest of it out there on the ground to let it dissolve. And the people that wanted to be greedy, that took more than what they were supposed to have, they tried to store up more. And what happened was it rot, it stank, and it turned to worms. And that made Moses mad, because not a whole camp stink because your greedy butt trying to save pancakes, knowing we making fresh pancakes in the morning, every morning. God is dropping off manna every morning. Every morning there was a dew on the earth, and the dew left pancakes behind. Every evening there was quail that covered the ground, and you just grabbed your bird and you cooked it. You could have jerked it, barbecued it, grilled it, sauteed it. They had all kind of different kinds of quail, and you could have saved some of that dew or the manna to eat with the quail, but you had to have eaten everything within 24 hours, and it expired. So God gave a resource, and he also told them how to use it, and he told them how long for it to last. And when they went outside of those laws for that manna, it rot and it stank and it wormed up. And he also told them to actually store up extra Only on the 6th day, because on the 7th day, he wanted them to rest and just spend time with the family and stay in and do nothing. But that manna never rot after 24 hours because he instructed it not to. And then he also told some people to save some to show their descendants years later. That didn't rot and worm and stank either. So this is what makes this so crazy, right? I hope y'all follow me because I'm breaking it down the way I see it. I'm really shortchanging a lot of it. The reason why God gave them just enough to last to the next day because he wanted them to trust him, to make provisions for him daily. This is why the Bible says, give us this day our daily bread. It's not for you to sit there and harbor and hold on to every little thing you have, because you got to know that God is going to make provisions for you for tomorrow. And God is going to make provisions for tomorrow, on tomorrow, and the day after the day after that. So when they sat there and they tried to save and hold all of that manna, knowing that God was doing it daily, it was a sign of, God, I don't trust you. God, I don't think you're going to provide for me. God, I know you provided for me every day. Even though I see you doing it every day, I still feel like I got to store up some of this. When God's saying, this is not what I want you to store up. It was a time for them to store up. He had the meal prepping on Saturday to last them for Saturday and Sunday. There was only instructions. That was the only time he told them to meal prep. Also, meal prep started back in that day too. Y'all didn't know that, did y'all? This is the crazy thing, right? So God gave them manna, but when they misused the manna, it rot and it spoiled. Now this was something that God gave them, and it still was spoilable. It still was worming up. It still was rotting. Do you know why? Because they didn't use it the way God told them to use it. So there are times and moments that God can give you something, but if you use it wrong and you don't use it the way he tell you to use it, or you mishandle it, it can spoil, it can stink, it can rot. This can be relationships, this can be money, this can be businesses, this can be resources. If God gives you something to use for a specific thing, and he gives you specific instructions, and you take it and you do something other than it, it's going to spoil. It's going to rot. It's going to stink. It's not going to be profitable. It's not going to last, because what you just did was you took something from him and he gave you a gift. And you said, I'm going to take this gift from you, but I don't trust you to use it the way you told me to use it. It's a slap in his face. I see you giving me this every day, but I don't trust that you're going to give it to me tomorrow, even though you've been doing it every day. I don't trust you to provide for me, God. I saw you give me lemonade. I saw you give me chicken. I ate the waffles, but I feel like I should stash some of this, even though every single day when I wake up it's there. He tested them people in so many ways before he decided to not allow them to enter in Canaan. He tested those people in so many ways before he said, I'm going to let y'all just die in this wilderness, because I'm tired of y'all. Y'all don't listen. Y'all don't trust me as God. Y'all see me moving, and you see me working, and you see me performing miracles, and you were stiff-necked, hard-headed, and stubborn. That was their sin. That's what caused them to never see the promise, because they couldn't even trust what was in their face. They couldn't trust the now. They didn't deserve the promise. The people that was obedient, they didn't gather a lot. They only grabbed exactly what God told them to grab. And sometimes less. They had more than enough left. They couldn't even hardly eat it all. It was like it was more profitable. Their little did more than the greedy people's much. Their little lasted more and longer than the greedy people's lot. Doesn't make sense, but that's just how God set things up. It's not going to make sense to you. God said this is what this is for, and this is how you use it. So when God gives you something, don't matter what it is, listen for the instructions on how to use it and what to use it on. And don't try to pervert it. Don't go outside of that, because it's still not going to work. And sometimes it's a lot of things that we're praying for we don't have because we're not going to use it properly. Sometimes he's waiting on us to learn how to use the resource. You don't want to get it and misuse it. And now he mad at you because look what you just did. I told you what to do. You asked for it. I gave it to you. And I told you what to do with it. And you didn't do what I told you to do with it. You took it and did what you wanted to do with it. You took what was mine. You took the children's bread and tried to store it up and stash it for greed and personal gain because you don't trust me to do it again, even though I do it for you every day. So, this is one of the craziest things I read. I just thought it was crazy that these folks was getting chicken and waffles and chicken and biscuits every single day. And they still had trust issues. I'm calling Quail's chicken because I bet you they taste like chicken. These people was provided. They had lemonade, chicken and waffles. So there was a time to gather it. There was a time to rest. And there was a time to store it up as well. And whenever they tried to go outside of those instructions, it spoiled. It rotten. It stank. And it had the whole camp stinking. And everybody know who it was stinking because whoever kept the manna past the date that they were supposed to keep it, it stank. And everybody was like, hey, that smell coming from over there. That's your tent smelling up the whole camp. Why you do that? Why you keeping it? So it's like that they all had to smell it. They imagine being, they couldn't hide it. They had to kind of hold each other accountable because if you don't get rid of that stuff before midnight, he said, don't take more than you can eat. Don't be greedy and take a portion, just enough for every man in the household. And no, you wanted to take it and store it up. You wanted to keep something that wasn't supposed to be kept. Only keep what he tell you to keep and throw away the rest. He gave them instructions on what to do, what to use, and how long to do it. He also showed them how to use it. And the whole time, he was testing them. He was testing if they were going to be obedient. He was testing if they were going to just do what he finally told them to do. And he was also providing for them, giving them instructions on how to use what was provided. He wanted to see if they were going to heed, if they were going to be obedient, if they were going to just trust him. Don't hold this. Release it every day. Get what you need and come back tomorrow for more. Get what you need and come back tomorrow for more. Get what you need and come back tomorrow for more. They got what they need and they kept more. And then they still came back tomorrow for more. No, you did it wrong. The right thing at the wrong time is still wrong. The right thing at the wrong time is still wrong. Sometimes it's not that you have the wrong thing. You're just doing it wrong. You're using it wrong. You have to pay attention to how it's supposed to be used because it's not going to work unless you use it the way it was intended to be used. And sometimes this is why our lives are frozen, stuck, blessings are at a halt. Check yourself. Go back over it. Look over it. Did I use that properly? Did I take that resource and use that resource the way I should have used it? Because if I didn't, it could be the reason why it's not working. And it was a gift from God, and God gave it to me. I know he did. But am I doing right with it? Am I doing right by it? This can be platforms. This can be businesses. This can be marriages. This can be relationships. This can be parenting. Am I parenting right? Am I instructing right? Am I using this skill that I have or these resources I have properly? I say go back and pray. Ask God to reveal it to you. Because unless you do it the way He intended for you to do it, with what He's giving you to use, and the way He intended you to do it, it's going to spoil. It's going to rot. And He might just be testing you to see if you're going to do what He said do before He give you the land, to give you that next big thing, give you the big thing. If you're unsure if you're doing it wrong, just say, Lord, give me strategy, give me instructions, show me how to use what you've given me the right way. Show me how to monetize this. Show me how to prosper this. Show me how to apply this. Show me where to place this. Show me how to utilize this. Show me what to do with what you've given me so that I may do it effectively and I'm do it correctly and it's profitable and it produces what it's supposed to produce. Because sometimes it's not the thing, it's how you're using the thing. And if you're unsure, ask, pray, wait, be patient, listen, and do what you know to do. Be integral with what you have and what you've been given, your blessings, your resources, and heed God's instructions. Bye, y'all.